I'd like to welcome you to the Summit Podcast, Episode 7, made by gamers for gamers, far and wide. I don't want to hit it too hard, but it's your boy, Rain, aka CJ. You can probably find me live on Twitch at Rain underscore, aka underscore CJ. I'm so sorry, that's long. Now let's get back to the people that make all this possible. My brethren in arms, our co-host, my Blade twin, Razor. Rep your city real quick.
The Blade Twin.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? Oh yeah, you already know we got the titles around here. But great to be back. Happy to be here talking about gaming. Look, we love gaming. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know we're true to this shit.
Love it.
And I'm happy to be here with my co-hosts. And back to you, Rain.
But now we got our very own movement beast, legendary dodger, untouchable fiend, almighty striker.
Hey, I like that one. I appreciate that. For once. Get shitted on in these intros, yo. But yo, what's good, y'all? Y'all can find me on Twitch, the Almighty Striker, or on TikTok. Same tag.
All right, and finally we got our king of the D, No Diddy, from 7 to 8. He paid away by horse or charger. Arthur Morgan himself. It's your boy Ashy. Take it away.
No Diddy. Yes, sir. What is up, everybody? Episode 7. Thanks for tuning in. Y'all can find me anywhere really at the same your boy Ashy. Yeah, I do it on every platform just like that. No Diddy.
You the host, man.
Oh shit.
Take it away.
Oh shit. Yeah. Coming back. Low key, does it feel like it's been a couple weeks since we did this?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Just making sure we tracking, because I'm like, have we skipped a couple weeks? Because, fuck, bro. I was like, damn.
Could have been busy.
WrestleMania went down yesterday, or by the time y'all listening to this, about 2 days ago. What was that? WrestleMania Part 1. So we got Part 2 tonight to watch. The Rock beating the ref's ass. We love to see it.
Oh yeah,
we love to see it.
Right there.
He gonna fire that nigga, man. Oh, that was good shit. That's good script writing, if I do say so myself.
Yeah. No, that shit wasn't in the script. That's why the ref was so scared.
They dragged that nigga, man.
Hold up.
Boy was apologizing to Cody and them. I'm sorry, I can't do nothing.
I'm sorry.
That's my boss.
Let's see, updates. The giveaway has been going very well, so thank you everybody who's been coming out for that. We got 1 week left by the time y'all hear this. We're gonna close the giveaway on the 13th, which should be that Saturday. It's upcoming Saturday. It's been going really well though. We've gained we almost gained 35, but I had to kick 10 people because motherfuckers was cheating, man. Y'all be cheating, bro. It ain't that serious. It's a $70 game. Stop cheating, bro. Give niggas an opportunity to win, man. You ain't gotta hog up the space. That's fucked up. But you know what? The motherfucker who's doing that, you have been banned, and you may never ever return, ever. So don't look forward to that. But the giveaway has been going well. We've bumped it up to giving away 2 copies at this point, just because we've had such a huge turnout so far, and we're still growing. So if you're listening to this and you haven't gotten a chance to enter, just go ahead and join our Discord, accept the rules and the regulations. Go ahead and scroll down to the giveaways channel and, type Dogma 2. Give yourself a chance to win a free copy of Dragon's Dogma 2, the hit game of the year so far. Let's see. I say a lot. I'm gonna have to try and get out my vocabulary. But
We all got filler words.
Obama pauses.
Obama does pause. Trump grabs by the pussy, so some things are okay. Let's see what before we dive into news, man. What's new with y'all? I ain't really had too much time to talk this week, man. What's new? What's going on? What's good in the hood?
With Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah. How's that been going, man?
It's been a fun experience. I like the role playing aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
The action RPG, the fights are great. The story's pretty dope. Like, I'm paying attention to the story here and there, but the world is massive, bro. So I don't get lost. Like, it's a great game to get lost into. I would put it up there with other Elder Scroll games.
Does it give you the same feeling as Elden Ring when you first played it?
Elden Ring's a different type of vibe, but
Mhm.
like the exploration,
Yeah.
it gave me that in that sense. But Elden Ring, like it's a brutal game,
Mhm.
whereas this is just more of a smooth game. You can kind of almost get away with anything.
So you can just chill and play this game then.
Absolutely, you
Nice.
can absolutely just chill.
So that,
Nice.
yeah.
Raise you the
No,
same?
yeah, I can second that on the exploration so far. I'm still pretty early on in the game. Let's see, apparently I'm at only like 7 hours right now. But the exploration is pretty crazy. You are encouraged to kind of go off the path because the things, even if you don't find something very useful, it's fun to see for the first time. Like when you're first traveling a new area,
Yeah.
you're gonna want to travel off the side path. Well, what is this? What's that up there? And Fuck, I just lost that train of thought that fucking quick. I'm sorry. I had the second hand, but like it left. I don't know where the fuck that
It's gone.
motherfucker
How,
went.
how we looking
Yeah. Oh,
visually on
here it
it?
goes.
Oh shit,
Oh,
you got it.
visually,
Yeah, how we looking visually?
it's pretty great. Once again, I gotta give y'all the forewarning. I'm not the biggest visuals guy. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I was okay with Ronin. I'm okay with this. I love good looking games,
Mhm.
but okay looking games are passable to me because I'm
If
into
it
my
makes up,
gameplay
yeah,
mostly. Yeah. So the visuals are good. But what I was gonna say, it was a tag on the exploration. Something I love this game does on purpose is that if you die and go back to an area, it changes it up a bit, right? So
What you
like
mean?
this happened to me twice already. I think I spoke on it one time when we were talking about Dragon's Dogma with the ogre,
Mhm.
and it happened today. I found a golem for the first time, went to fight it, fucking died, and then when I respawned and went up to go fight it again, this time a fucking griffin showed up out of nowhere. It was a petty ass bird. All the motherfucker did was grab one of my pawns, toss him off the cliff, and leave. And it was so petty and annoying, but it was just cool that something different happened just out of nowhere. It was just like, well, what the fuck? So like, it's yeah, the exploration is pretty dope so far. And I know the downsides people talk about with the traveling and how
Yeah.
it abuses your time. I haven't run into that yet, but once again, still early game. Maybe that's something that happens once you have dozens of hours and you've been through this whole area.
Mhm.
But as far as starting, it's pretty great.
Okay. I like to
Yeah,
hear that.
yeah,
Shit. I guess I'm gonna try and dive real deep into it. I still haven't finished Ronin, man.
yeah.
I think I'm close to Act 3
Ronin is
though.
something else. Yeah, Ronin is something else. I'm ready to talk a little bit more on because I beat it since we last talked
Oh
about it.
yeah, I mean we can drop full spoilers this episode because I mean we already spoiled it on the side anyway, and so I'm ready for this. Plus I'm so close to the end anyway, and since you dropped that fuck ass news, I'm like, eh. Plus I already started writing my fucking script for it anyway, so
Um,
yeah, we can touch on that in a little bit. Dragon's Dogma 2 has sold. I think by the time I wrote this script, it was like 2.5 million last week copies, so that brought it to like 10 million at that time. That's a pretty nice damn stat to have, man. So it's looking like this game is gonna be a people's game this year. You're looking at I dived into I want to talk back on Dragon's Dogma a little bit, but I dived into Stellar Blade just so I don't lose track because I finally played the demo. Um I'm a little iffy on it, but I'm messing with it. I think I'm gonna pick it up. I'm not gonna pick it up at launch. I'm gonna pick it up probably like after I finish Dogma, just because I'm like the controls are messing me up a little bit. No fault to the game, just because I've been so busy
yeah,
on
that
Ronin.
happens when you're playing multiple
Yeah,
single player games. I
yeah,
can't do that sometimes too.
yeah,
That's fucked
exactly.
up.
And I think that's why I don't play a lot of single player games at the same time, just because like
Yeah.
it messes me up. Like the parry's different on that game versus Ronin. I'm like, okay, I'm messing this up. So track record, I'm gonna finish Ronin. I'm gonna move on to Dogma, and then I'm gonna try and pick up Stellar Blade because I think that's gonna be a good game. And I like the fact that it seems linear from the demo, but I don't know. It's just a demo, a little vertical slice of the game, so
Mhm.
don't know how the game could actually be. But it seems like it'll be linear. I'm not seeing too much open world out of it. The story seems interesting. I'm pretty sure they dropped this at like a random point of the game, so you know can't really get too
Yeah,
grasp of the story on it. But
it looks pretty linear to me. I
yeah,
think it's shaped like a Souls game. You
yeah.
travel and there's like secrets or locks that you can have, but you got to backtrack to them usually because you got to find a key
Mhm.
or a code, and then eventually you reach like a rest point. And if you rest, enemies respawn. It's very linear like a Souls game, not like Elden Ring because Elden Ring is open world, but like if you played other ones,
Yeah.
it's kind of shaped similar to that, structure similar to that, in my opinion.
Got you. So how y'all feeling about Dogma? Y'all gonna try and finish this all the way through before y'all, looking to picking something else up?
I mean, well, hopefully. Surprisingly, I watched a review of some guy reviewing the game before,
Mm-hmm.
and surprisingly, he said that he beat it around like somewhere between 20 to 30 hours. Yeah, beat the game, which
Really?
is smaller than I had thought. Yeah, exactly.
I thought it was like
I was
50.
kind of shocked. I was kind of shocked by that. But then
I think it's
again,
33
you know,
hours.
yeah. But then again, you got to realize since it's an open world exploration game, most of the content or a lot of the time of the content is outside of the main story and also in game, right? Because I think Dragon's Dogma, from what I hear from the fan base, is an in game type of game. That's when you get stronger. That's when you get everything. That's when you fight the cool ass enemies. You know, so like that's something. So you kind of got to make it there. But story wise, 20, 30 hours, which I don't think is bad at all, considering
Yeah.
other modern single player games, like they be short as shit.
No, that's a lot
You
of
know,
content. 20, 30 hours. I mean, well, this dude
It
said
is a lot
average
of content.
32. That's a lot of content for just main.
I'm actually like 40 hours in though, and like
Yeah.
I don't think I'm close to the end of
Yeah,
the story.
what I was gonna tag on that's kind of negative to that is that what I feel like a lot of that time is travel time. That's what I will say. So like Dragon's Dogma, from what I've heard and experiencing, like I said, I'm early enough in the game to where I don't feel it. Exploration is really cool to me, and I don't mind walking places. But I have not seen most of the map. I'm still in Act 1, so like it's one of those games that kind of does abuse your time in that way with the way the system is set up. Like you have to travel places, and in the few fast travel systems they have are either very limited, or like the ox cart thing can get attacked, and like you have to walk the rest of the way. You know, so like
with the
a
travel
lot, I
though,
imagine,
is it on foot all the time?
yes.
Oh fuck.
Oh well,
no.
no, I guess not. If I'm wrong.
It's not?
Well, yeah, you can get on the ox cart.
Well, yeah. Besides the ox cart, but like
Yeah.
yeah,
So
besides the
there's
ox
other
cart, but
modes.
like, but the ox cart isn't like a consistent means of fast travel, right? Because in order to
No.
get on the ox cart, you first have to go to a major city that has one, right? Which in our case, with Act 1 is only that one city, and then you have to wait until the morning because they only leave in the morning, and then you pay the gold fee, which isn't a lot. You get a
Hey.
shit ton of gold, so gold isn't really an issue for me
okay.
at all. I'm sitting around like 50K, and I bought the ox cart the first time it was 100, so that's fucking nothing.
Oh, okay.
But you know the chances like, and it could work smooth, but you could get attacked on the road, and now you have to walk the rest of the way anyway.
Attack.
Yeah, so it does. The game kind of does abuse your time in that sense of like it forces you to walk on foot a lot and take a lot of like to complete the quest, right? You got to go there, do the quest, then walk all the way back to fucking report back to dude that you did it. You know, and it's just you're gonna spend a lot of time traveling, which is okay until you walk that same road over and over and over and over. Which the most I've walked the same path so far is like twice, so not a big deal yet. But it could be later on. So if that's like a thing that you don't fuck with, if you need fast travel, if you can't spend more than like 1 to 2 hours playing, you know, then maybe this game could still be for you, but it's just gonna take a while. You know, you gotta enjoy it in small chunks in that case.
Got you. Well, what y'all got any discrepancies with the game so far from y'all short time in?
I've experienced like frame drops occasionally when I'm going in and out of the menu too fast, I guess.
Are you on PC?
Like crashes, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I wanted to ask you about that since you're on PC. Because when I was playing it, obviously, I think I was playing it on some pretty high settings, but at the same time, I was recording at the same time, I believe, and I was getting like maybe 85, 90 consistent. What are you getting like? Because I know you stream it as well. So what are you getting? What are you sitting at right now? Because I was experiencing hella frame drops as well in between. So I'm thinking, is that the
Usually
game
cap
or
my
just me?
frames. No, it's probably the game, but
Mm.
I'm pretty sure in my settings I got it capped out at something specifically. Oh yeah, 120, not to exceed 120.
Okay. Are you getting 120 out of it?
I don't know. It looks smooth. I don't
Yeah.
actually have my FPS tracker up, so I'm not
Okay.
really looking at it. And I am running everything at like high quality. But
Okay.
I wanted to touch on that fast travel thing. You get like enough port crystals to fast travel. Like you can travel if you want to. You don't like it's not a limited resource either. You can buy those in at almost all the traveling vendors, I guess. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, but like you have to port to an actual port crystal, and I've only found 2 so far. So it's cool if I'm going back to there, but you know.
They give you those too, so you can place them in cities that you plan on returning to, or wherever you deem is fit. They give you those as well.
Okay.
As you
I could be
progress.
wrong. Like I said, I am still pretty early, and like I said, it's not bothering me yet. But I can see this turning into something big, you know.
Yeah.
And like minor spoiler, right? But in the review I watched, in the second area of the game, there is a fast travel system there, quote unquote, but it's like a pulley system, And the way it works is you have to sit there the entire time and turn the wheel, or have the pawn turn the wheel, and it will slowly crank the way through the like through the line or whatever. It's almost like a, I don't know what to call it, not a zip line, but like a moving platform on a line like that. And it just, like, I watched them do it. It takes forever. And then also, if you are at a position where the platform is on the other side, you have to manually crank it over to your side first before you can get on and go back. It's just a lot of time consumption. And like, if you're making a fast travel system, it should be very fast, very convenient. And they don't make it fast and convenient. And I feel like they do it on purpose, right? So it is part of the game philosophy. That's why it's not necessarily a downside for me yet, or just in general. Maybe it's just not your type of thing, but it's something to be warned about, because there are going to be gamers who, like, don't see fast travel, or then it's going to hurt them, right? Or don't have a lot of time to play, and like doing one quest is going to take like a solid hour, with half of that being walking. You know what I'm saying? Well, maybe not all of them, but like it's going to get to that point, right? Like the Goblin Cave quest, that took me a little minute to go there, get back, took a whole day in game, which actually is an hour, because a full day in game I read was like, what, 48 minutes, right? So it'll get up there, right? Like, maybe we just don't have it yet, but it's gonna get up there. And I also like want to come back to this later, because I haven't made too much attention to the fairy systems. I have a few of those. I have like 3 total, I think. I haven't paid too much attention to it yet. But I also want to hold them, because once again, like in the beginning area, I'm not sure these walks are the shortest, right? So I don't want to bother to port when it's only gonna take me like 10 to 15 to get to where I'm walking. But but the fact that the microtransactions are selling the fast travel shits is also kind of scary. But once again, hey, take it with a grain of salt, because it's still early, right?
I'm surprised they don't give you like some type of horse or something, like or something to just speed it up just a little bit, since the open world is so fast. Um, I don't know. Have you seen? Is that like implicated? Have you seen that at all? Nothing. Just Lamborghinis all day.
Lamborghinis, boy.
Damn,
My shit's need an oil change soon.
not the oil change. Oh, combat
But once
though. How we
again,
looking?
what to say, like, oh well, yeah, I'll get to that right after. But once again, just to say, like, the very first time you travel somewhere, even if it is like a 30-40 minute walk, it's not going to matter, because it's going to be brand new, and the exploration is going to draw you in. It's only going to be a problem when you're traveling areas you've already been to, that you don't have any secrets to discover.
Yeah.
But the combat's pretty fun. Obviously, my experience in it is very limited, because I've been playing Thief up until now, and I just swapped to Mystical Spearhand, and the combat
You
is
playing
very
what?
dependent. Huh?
What you playing?
Mystical Spearhand.
Oh, I thought you said thief. All right.
Oh yeah, I was a thief, and then I switched to a Mystical Spearhand.
Carry on.
It's like the vocations and shit, right? So like your experience is going to be highly dependent on your vocation, and even your party's vocations, which you can manage and change, right? Well, not change. You can't change the other two, but you can choose who you hire. So it's going to be very tailored to your own experience and what you want to play. In my experience, the thief was mad fun. I loved it, and I don't have enough experience on Mystical Spearhand yet to even have like a full set of skills. But I'm sure Rain can cover that, because he's been playing it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the vocation I'm currently running. I enjoy it. It's real good for diving in and out of combat, and it's got some very nice flashy moves with it. It's just like a mixture of like it uses a twin blade and magic type attacks, so it's really good at crowds and everything. It's dope. My starting vocation was definitely a fighter though. Fighter, I played a fighter up to like rank 5, and then I moved over to warrior for a bit until I got it. But it's definitely like your vocations will absolutely tie into your experience and your play, obviously, because if you're like a mage or something like that, you don't necessarily want to be in the front line. And then that means you have to add like probably a warrior or something that's going to be tanky to your party. It's just like things that you kind of got to take into account.
Yeah, and also to add, it's pretty easy to swap vocations too. Like, as long as you own them, you can swap vocations in towns, at the guild. You can swap them at a campfire, at a yeah, those are the main two. Like, so guilds and campfires when you rest. So you can continuously swap. And when you earn a new class, they give you like a base set of gear to use for it too. So like you're not locked out of using a class for a lack of a weapon or armor or whatever. So it's pretty easy to swap between the vocations as well when you earn them, and they're pretty cheap to acquire. But I think the combat, while not being too much in depth, it's wide enough to make up for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Have y'all tried? So like, is it autosave, or is it like saving at the campfires specifically? And that's like
There's
the only.
autosave.
There is
You can save at the
autosaves.
campfires,
Oh,
and you
cool.
can rest at like inns that you come across in other like lands.
I haven't played enough. I haven't died enough to understand exactly how the autosave works, but from the few times I have died, testing out respawning, it's pretty generous. Like I died to that golem. It respawned me like like a 30-second walk away from it, like 30 seconds before I encountered it, so it was easy to go back up and re-encounter, reach out. So yeah, it's the autosave's pretty generous in my opinion so far.
Okay.
Make sure you choose the right save though, because if you choose the wrong one, you could lose some fucking progress. Because this game you'll choose a save, take 2 steps, and that motherfucking game will autosave.
Striker,
So be careful about that.
be quiet over
Yeah.
there, man. What's up?
Oh, I ain't played this game.
You gonna play it?
Probably not.
Why not?
Not anytime soon, at least.
Not anytime soon. Well, you just not gonna give it a try.
I mean, maybe later, like
Okay.
down the road, like
Just go
5
ahead and enter the
years.
giveaway, bro.
No, it's all right. Yo, I'll let other people enjoy the game that really want to play it. I got Ronin. I still need to beat. Then after this, I'm gonna transition over to the Red Dead.
Oh, okay.
Regret.
All right, you get a
Mm.
pass.
too.
Okay. All right, you get a pass.
Regret is crazy.
I was
Red
hoping
Regret?
that flew under the radar.
So I do want to touch back on Ronin though for a little bit.
Oh, no,
But
yeah,
I mean,
hell yeah.
Rain, if you have anything else about Dragon's Dogma 2, since we're the two with the most play time on it so far. You have anything else about Dragon's Dogma before you move on? To a
No,
different game? No.
No save
Okay.
rounds.
Rise of the motherfucking failure.
Save rounds,
Oh, dang.
shooter, you hit the burn. Anyways, yeah. So I once again, these are gonna be more negatives than positives, but it's not me hating. I want to preface that this is just obviously I encountered this after beating the game or at the end of the game.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, because it's gonna sound like I'm hating on it, but like the truth is, I gave all my praise like 2 episodes ago, and there's no need to repraise the same things. When I'm talking about new negative
Very
things,
true.
right? So, beat the game. Story, we already knew the story was ass, right? Ending, ending proved that I was right. The side you choose does not fucking matter, and the final boss is just your blade twin. That's it, right? Which is just crazy because I never really understood what side my blade twin was fighting for.
It seems
I was
shogunate. It seems
But
shogunate.
I was shogunate, and she wasn't fucking with me. So
That's what I was
don't fucking
saying.
know. I don't fucking know, man.
Bruh,
So
it's stupid.
and you get the option to either kill or spare them, and I just killed the motherfucker because there was no connection. Like the game didn't give me no connection to them, so I didn't feel bad for killing them after all that shit of them beefing and not. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Even though y'all
So that
grew up
happened.
together and were fated.
I didn't see that,
But-
motherfucker. I saw like that in 5 seconds in the cutscene. Show don't tell, bro. Because if you just tell me, I'm not going to care. If you show me, that'll give me some like connection, right? Give me time. Like it would have been different if like you played the first act with your blade twin. That would have probably been way better because then you would have had some connection to them. Also, the mechanic of swapping between people, like. What? That shit became dead as soon as your blade twin was off dead,
I'm
I'm
saying.
not doing that with a random whose sword I've never fucking used and I don't know the moveset of, and they don't have a full set of martials either. It's just like I never ever fought with my AI companions or swapped to like if I had to swap to them, it was just to res myself. I wasn't fighting with them unless I had to, or they were using a weapon I had experience on, which I only used one weapon because you're never actually forced to swap. But so like moving on to beyond that, so story ending as they should have just streamlined it what we said last time. That would have been way better. Now, beating the game gives you a new difficulty called Midnight. Cool, right? I like single player games to do that. And it also you're not forced to restart the entire game necessarily or even new playing plus it. You can just go to your longhouse, swap to Midnight difficulty, and you can clear each, and it'll, kind of progress you through each area. It respawns not the collectibles and stuff, so you keep all your collectibles, but it respawns all the fugitives and public orders, and then you can replay these story missions, obviously, right? Really nice addition. But then, like, I was confused because, like, some of the stuff they give you, it's like, why wait this long, right? One example, you get a brand new skill tree, right? That's beyond the strength, dex, intel, charm. It's called Breakthrough. All this is just a bunch of passives, like directed towards your individual stats that you can choose from, and then also the first line allows you to buy the weapon styles of your blade twin. So if your blade twin used a weapon that you like and cool, you can buy their style. There was one for the parent stores. I bought it. It's pretty cool. But I hate this because why was this not in there before? Because like remember I said my problem with the skill tree is that by the end of the game, every player's skill tree is going to look the exact fucking same because you get so many skill points.
Yeah.
But with the breakthrough, it gives you a chance to break away and start putting points into stuff that only matters for like the weapon style you're using or your play style, what you want, the weapons that you want to use. And it's like, why wasn't this here before? Because now that it's here, it's like either I gotta respect to put points in the shit that I want to put points into and take out stuff that I don't necessarily need, which isn't, it's just a hassle that I may not really want to fucking do. And I feel like that skill tree could have been there. Could have been there. There's no need for that to be a new game plus thing at all. Maybe you earn more skill points in new game plus, or they expect you to, or something like that. But it sucks that was locked away. Another thing that was locked away behind the beating the game is that you are allowed to access a blacksmith and all that from your longhouse. Why was that not a thing? Why couldn't I do that the entire game? Why? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I would fast travel to my longhouse to walk to the nearby blacksmith, but now I can just do it in my longhouse. Like, why did you not give me that convenience before? And it's just, and it was just like I felt like the game spit in my face because it gives you quality of life updates for beating the game, and it's like, bro, this should be base. This should be base. I shouldn't have to beat the game for this. This shit should be base. But I mean, so far, like I haven't had time. I didn't play Midnight Difficulty too much. I did a few public orders, maybe a few fugitives, just because to see how it was. But then I swapped to dragons, and it seemed like it seems cool. One really cool thing that I want to mention is that now there are special enemies out there, which are just the NPCs that you knew throughout the story. Like I went to a public order, and the fugitive, the boss there, was Ryoma, right? Which was kind of cool because I recognized him. Like, and like his name popped up, and when I killed him, it was like special enemy defeated. So I guess the NPCs that you meet throughout the story can be just random fugitives now in midnight mode, which is a cool concept, but probably will get over or undershadowed by the fact that you fight these NPCs in the story so fucking much that you're probably sick of seeing them, But I'll leave that alone because maybe it is dope. I haven't fought against anyone besides Ryoma, who I didn't. You fight him maybe once in the story, so he was still pretty relatively new. That was cool. But yeah, so it just to me was like, why lock this kind of shit behind beating the game? Because how many gamers are actually going to go back and play through your game twice? I don't think very many gamers do that.
No.
Right? And even someone like me who plays a lot, that shit's reserved for like my favorite games. Like I don't do that for every game. I'm not gonna just replay you just because you give me a harder difficulty unless I really love it.
Right.
And I do like Rise of Ronin, and it's really fun, but I feel like the combat, to touch on that, gets pretty like stale in the end, because you kind of quickly realize that the best like way to play is just to be very offensive and fucking just make sure they don't get a chance to attack you. Period, when you have to, right? And the shit I hated, because it subverted my expectations in a bad way, was that in the beginning when you only have one fighting style on your weapon, you have to deal with I have disadvantage against this weapon type, and it gave me like a mindset of, okay, so maybe I should carry a second weapon that covers that weakness. But then once you get all three fighting styles, it doesn't matter. You can just have the one and just swap to where fighting style is needed, which is cool. But at the same time, I realized that the only major difference is the effectiveness of your counter spark, which sucks because each fighting style has its own unique move set and unique special moves. But so like obviously players are gonna have a favorite fighting style based on like their preference. Oh, this fighting style looks cool, or I love this special move. I had a favorite. So like when I run into an enemy who's like strong against my favorite and I have to swap to another one, it just kind of fucking sucks because you're swapping my fighting style without any really big difference, and it's just like I don't have a choice anymore. You feel me? And it just happens it's happened so much. And you can't, and then there's no need for a second weapon by the time you unlock three fighting styles unless you really want to, right? I pretty much never use a second weapon. I was using the pair of swords the entire fucking game.
I use one. I noticed that too. I use one like the entire game, and I was like, sometimes I forget I had a second. I'm like, this.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. So the other thing midnight difficulty unlocks are called, so there's a new rarity of items called masterwork items. It's above the legendary, right? And these, remember how I complained about the fact that you can't bond transfer the major perks
Yeah.
of equipment? Well, guess what? You can do
You
that
can
for
do it
masterwork
now.
items. Yeah, only for masterwork items. So it's like, bro, once again, another like quality of life thing that just should have been in the fucking game, locked behind beating the game and getting these masterwork items, which you're only gonna get if you want to basically play through the game twice.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just like I feel like that's just bad design choice.
Yeah.
I don't think, we should give access to all this early. And there's no reason to lock that behind a wall that most players are gonna stop at.
Right.
But those are my major things after beating the game, and just like leaving a little bad taste in my mouth there.
Touching on what you said about like the game's ability to adapt in its combat. Oh, where's my Apple Watch? Fuck, left in the bathroom. Touching on that a little bit. I think a lot of games kind of do that. I think it's hard for a lot of games to do that because you gotta think of it's just to have the ability to put in your game kind of like adapting throughout the story. It takes a lot of time and detail, but it can be done. And
Yeah.
I hate to bring
And
it up again.
what's crazy?
Mhm.
Oh,
No, you good. Go ahead.
Okay, so on that, what's crazy? They do it, but they only do it one pit at a time.
Yeah.
Your Blade Twin is the best boss in the game. You know why? Because that's the only motherfucker that parries. That's
Yeah.
the only enemy boss that parries. And then also in the you see they do this in the final fight, and they probably do this in the other fights too. I just don't remember. The Blade Twin at some point in the fight swaps weapons, and because they swap weapons, now you have a chance to swap, your fighting style to a different thing. So actually, you're not stuck doing one fighting style that you probably don't like or is your least favorite for the entire fight, and it actually, makes sense for you to be swapping between them. But every other boss doesn't do this. They don't some bosses switch weapons, but I could probably count them on one hand. So I do remember other ones that did it, so maybe 3 in total. But other than that, your Blade Twin's the only boss that parries. Why? That's why being offensive is so fucking good, because you really don't get punished for it unless you mismanage your stamina.
Yeah.
That's the only way you get fucked over, by being overly offensive. And it's hard to do that at the end of the game because you're getting stamina back every time you parry. Now when you blade flash, you get half your ki back, and it's just like it could have been way better and way more interactive if they made the bosses more interactive, the enemies more interactive, but they don't. There's just a handful are, and those are probably the best boss fights in the game. But the rest of them just, if you want to go in there and just stomp them by just being overly aggressive, you probably most definitely can.
Yeah. Like I said, just them doing that at the end is kind of like, where was this same energy throughout the game, and
But all in all, what would you give the game overall, collectively?
7.
Okay.
Okay, hold on, because now I gotta think about all the different factors. So combat, I'll give combat a 7, because while it is simplistic, it is also still very fun. Exploration, I'll give like a 5 at best, because the open world doesn't really catch your eye. You end up just running from point A to point B, and usually the collectibles are useless, and you're just doing it for the completion rate so you can get the skill points or the XP and shit. The most fun thing were the public areas and fugitives, which are plentiful enough, I will say. But still, they don't carry the exploration, I would say. So yeah, 5 for exploration. Story is terrible. I'm not even gonna get out a number. So I mean, overall though,
I dropped it to 6. I'm dropping mine to 6.
Yeah,
it's mid.
It's
mid
between
game.
5 and 6. It's mid. Yeah,
It's mid game, which is not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I mean, I feel like the term mid has been, the term mid has been kind of perceived as ass. Nah, it's not though. Mid is average. It's the average game.
Yeah. And there's
Middle
nothing
means
wrong with
middle.
being
It's
average.
average. It's fine. That's fine.
Most people are average. That's why it's the average.
It's nothing wrong with an average game. People use mid like, oh, it's the dog water or the dog shit. It's like, no, bro, it's an average game. It's okay. Pick it up, right? Pick it up on a price drop if you want. Like it's fine.
Yeah.
Like
if you just buy like one video game a month, it's okay to buy a mid game.
Yeah. Like every game can't be a 10, bro. Like don't expect that. Like it's fine. Yeah, I give it a 6.
It's a 10, but I'd give it a solid 8.
Ronin? Okay, I respect that. I respect your opinion.
Yeah. I was gonna ask, do you like have anything to refute anything I said, or like any positives that you feel like I just graced over a little bit and didn't really touch on?
Well, I agree on the story. I feel like the story really doesn't matter. They could have just gave us more of like a task to kind of just do and whatnot, and not really try to push or just. I guess what really like is annoying about the game is all the animations and like cutscenes that they have in the game to push the story, but your choices don't really matter as you're kind of going through dialogue. So I
Bro,
feel like
no bullshit.
they should not have like done both those cutscenes and cinemas and provide a choice dialogue and try to say that at the very beginning that your choices kind of drive the narrative of the game and the ending results.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
drives.
I don't think it does.
no cap, bro. Because I remember earlier on, just a funny little thing. So you remember his name starts with a K, Cultural something. I forgot everyone's names. They're all forgettable. I didn't love any of them. So like, remember but you meet him first in the thing where you're being a spy for Taka, and then he's drunk and he pulls you outside, bro. So you know how at the end of that fight, you just kind of like. Ryoma comes up and is like, oh yeah, this is my buddy, and then they walk off, bro. It made no sense to me, and I was fucking laughing because at the end of that fight, to end him, I shot that nigga, bro. I shot him dead. I shoot him dead. And then next thing you know, cutscene, he just, okay, no blood. And I was like, bro, come on.
Are you talking about the dude that was drunk? Are you talking about him?
Yes.
Yeah, bro. That made no sense. I'm like, bro, I killed this nigga. This nigga. What do you mean he's getting up?
And,
okay.
Hey, you haven't played Ronin yet. That's gonna happen a whole lot. You're gonna fight the same guy 5 times. You're gonna fight him, and then after the fight, you good? All right, and then walk away. What?
Bro, that's another reason why you can't develop any emotion for these characters. Is like, all right, well, I'm gonna kill him, but then he's gonna get back up. This and that. And then, I'm gonna fight this major boss, and then he's just gonna run away, and I'm gonna go fight him 3 more times. It's like, okay, this is fucking stupid, bro. And actually, y'all kind of you mentioned a good thing about not having any emotional connection to the characters, bro. I'm very tired of story games like not putting enough effort into developing their characters and the relationships and the emotion you feel in characters. And I'm not saying every person is gonna be that connected to the games they play, but I gotta give a shout out to The Last of Us, because The Last of Us, I mean, look, Strike, I gotta give a shout out to it because I had deep connection with them characters. I mean, you against Last of Us, but I had deep connection with all those characters like Ellie, Joel, like his brother. I'm like, bro, like when shit happens to those characters, I'm like, I feel it, and there's not a lot of games that do that.
You know where Ronin fucks up in this aspect in 2 major ways, in my opinion. Number one, it is. I'll let you get back to that after. I don't know what you said, but number one is there is too many characters.
And they're too fast.
And they introduce you to them back to back to back to back, and it's like I don't get time to bond with anybody.
Exactly.
By the time I do a mission with them, next mission I'm with these other people.
Yep.
I'm with his ops actually. So like you don't get enough time to bond with these people because you keep fucking meeting new people, bro. And it's just like, I'm gonna just keep. I don't care. I'm gonna keep meeting new people. And then number 2. Another reason I don't feel for these people is kind of tying back to the whole like you fight them and then they run away. There's almost no tension. I felt tension a few times for Ryoma, but like there's like 3 different occasions in the game that Ryoma will disappear from you, get knocked out, kidnapped or something, and you have to go rescue him, and then he's just fine.
Yeah,
perfectly fine. And it's like, and it just kills that tension from me. Like, bro, I don't care about you because I don't think shit's gonna happen to you. Yeah. Like I can't even kill y'all. You think the game, like the one person they did that for was Taka, because and what's crazy, I feel like most players won't even give a fuck because she was a shogunate person.
Yeah.
And most people in Act 1 are gonna automatically be anti-shogunate. Yeah. That's just like the quote unquote right side or even the true side of history, right?
You talking about the geisha, right?
Yeah, yes, bro.
Yeah, they blew her.
She gets murdered by the blue demon.
Yep.
That was the only time I felt for somebody, and it was only because I knew I was going to be shogunate, so I was tagging along with her on everything, agreeing with her because I was like, okay, this is going to be my girl, this is my shogunate contact right here. And then she dies. That was the only one I felt for. And there's a few other characters that died throughout the story. Didn't care for them at all. Like she was the only one that they did it for, and it was because Act 1, she was the only shogunate person you knew. So every shogunate mission, you talked to her, you actually had time with her. But you don't get that treatment with anyone else but Ryoma. And then, like I said, but Ryoma, they use it as a cheese factor. Like, oh, your best friend's gonna die. Psych, gotcha. 3 times. It gets old. It gets fucking old.
It is old. But yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of games they do that, and it drives me insane. Cause I'm like, I play video games. Like, that's the reason why I play single player games because I'm so tied up in the story. I'm gonna mention I'm gonna mention Jedi Survivor and that whole Star Wars series. Like, I know a lot of people are not fans of it, but that game, especially the second one, just the emotional connection you have with the characters, because the game you spent time and hours with each character and developing relationships with them, and actually like they put enough energy into the story where it's like, okay, they actually built suspense. And whenever they take out a character, like they took out on the second game, they took out the one of my Jedi Masters, CC, or C, and fucking, I felt that. Like her fight with Vader, I'm like, okay, I felt that. Even though you know what's gonna happen, it's like, damn. You said what?
Who you are? Oh yeah, Vader. Yeah, she wasn't making it. No, I don't know who you are.
Vader. No, actually, she beat his ass, but plot armor. So Vader couldn't die because this is pre. So it's like, okay, well, Vader not gonna die, but the fight you still felt it. It's like, damn. Like even with The Last of Us 2, it's hated so much, but it's hated so much because of like the fuckery, right? Like that game took them
because they hurt them and their favorite character, Joel.
Yeah, they hurt your favorite. They killed off Joel. That shit hurt. I didn't know. I like coming in that. I'm like, out. Like y'all was giving me warnings and hints, but I'm like, there's no way they gonna fucking do something like that. Bam, killed his ass, dropped dead off the fucking face of the earth. Okay, you have such a strong hate for Abby, and I think games should do that more too. Like give you an incentive to hate somebody. Like when that's like hate is stronger than love sometimes. Like when you hate somebody, you're like fuck this bitch, and Abby was a fuck this bitch. Like Abby almost like for a lot of players ruined that game because of the hate they have for her, and I feel like that's why Last of Us 2 is still up there in one of my favorite games because of the way they did that. Like they didn't go with the conformity of what the players wanted. They spent the block and completely did a 180 on everything. And I have respect for that just because of a lot of games don't do that. Like they play shit safe. So that's why like Last of Us 2 gets one of my honorable mentions, because even on that second game, I had so much love for a lot of the characters, but so much hate for a lot of the characters, and it like to this day I talk about it. So it's like if I'm talking about a game years later, it's like, okay, that shit must be good. Red Dead does that. It gives you characters that you love, gives you characters that you hate. I'm not gonna drop it because Striker's about to play it, but like there's one character in there, I think Rain knows who I'm talking about. Like you just hate that snake motherfucker. It's like, oh my god, like can I please kill this nigga? And then you realize, okay, and I'm gonna shut up on there, but like I think games just need to put more emphasis on their characters that they create, and that's one thing Ronin didn't do, because like you said, they just every mission you're with someone new, and then every mission you're flipping back and forth, shogunate, anti-shogunate. It's like, okay, I can't even develop a relationship for my side. Like I don't even know who I am. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? And then so you go through this whole story and you're just like, okay, well, this didn't matter. And for a game that's like, for a single player game, you expected story to carry it, and it doesn't carry it. So it's like, okay, you got to find other things in that game to carry it. And it's like the combat falls off towards the end. So it's like, okay, well, deducting points off that. The visuals, deducting points off that a little bit. These deaths that aren't really deaths, taking points off that. It's like, okay, all right, well, beating a dead horse, but overall, games like a 6. It's mid. Definitely still pick it up. If you got nothing to do, pick it up. I mean, you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, like you could definitely enjoy it if you just turn your brain off.
Yeah, turn it off.
Like if you're not expecting anything from the story and stuff, it'll make the experience a lot better. Because like I said, the combat is fun. Just don't expect any depth. Pretty much. Yeah,
most definitely. Striker, where you at in it? Are you close? You're in Act 3, right? Because you ahead of me.
Just about. I'm at the last mission of Act 2. I'm still trying to finish up all the side quest stuff before I leave the area.
Damn, I gotta get some fucking gaming in this week, man. I think tomorrow I'm gonna finish that up just to cross it out. Man, I'm gonna start Dogma. Man, I gotta get. That's so much to do. There's so many games dropping. So much to do. It's so many under the radar games dropping. Like I didn't expect. Like coming into the year, I didn't expect to pick up Dogma. I didn't expect to. I think Rise was the only thing on my list. I didn't expect to even look at Stellar Blade. I didn't know about Stellar Blade until like a month ago. So I mean that's good. There's some low key under radar heat dropping this year.
Yeah, they got Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the video game, next month.
Really?
Yeah.
What's that?
I love that movie, so I might. You ever watch the movie Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
No.
Those alien clowns that drink. Okay, so it's it's a horror movie where there's aliens, but they
Mhm.
look like clowns. They land on Earth and they open up a circus, but they kidnap people and they cocoon them in cotton candy to like store them, and they drink their blood with crazy straws. It's a funny ass old movie. I loved it, and it was kind of scary to me back then. I
Is
was a
it a
kid
story
when that
game coming out, or was it
no, it's gonna
multiplayer?
be a DVD style game. That
Oh,
yeah. So one side, I can't remember exactly how it's gonna be saved, but it's up to 10 players.
okay. Are
One
you
side
picking it
gonna be the
up?
clowns. I'm hoping there's gonna be a demo or something first, but I might because I don't think it's exactly full
I
price
mean,
on
because
the.
ever since I played Texas, right? I know, we ain't win a match, but
We ain't?
no, we didn't win a
Okay,
match.
so yeah, it's $40. Comes
Oh
out on
hell
the
yeah,
28th
that's good deal. On the 28th of April
yeah, of May.
of May. Okay.
Yep. So let's see.
What is it
Yeah,
called? Killer Clowns
asymmetrical
from Space.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the game.
Oh,
So like if you know what DBD is, it's just like that. If you don't know DBD, Dead by Daylight, it is an asymmetrical horror game. One side are killers, in this case, it's gonna be the killer clowns, and the other side are humans. And obviously the killer clowns are gonna be out for blood, trying to kill you. I don't know exactly how the gameplay works. I'll look into it to see if they have any gameplay out, so I can give you guys more into it next week. But considering it's a whole month before it comes out, no big rush. I imagine there's probably not much content out on it anyway. Um, but it is something you could pre-order right now, which obviously is too much of a positive game, but that's how gaming is nowadays.
yeah.
Pay us our money before we even finish developing the game. Yeah.
But
So yeah, and it says so I'm gonna read this description
Mhm.
on the game page for you guys.
Go
So
ahead.
it's like because I don't know too much. So Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the game is an asymmetrical multiplayer horror based on the iconic '80s film. In the battle between killer clowns and citizens of the Crescent Cove, team up and use your wits to harvest humans or save them from the alien invasion. Crescent Cove is a sprawling arena for these unique modifier fights between clowns and humans, boasting various locations, excuse me, and various tactical opportunities for both teams. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the game, provides a unique approach to hide and seek gameplay, customization, PvPvE, and dynamic objectives leading to multiple match results. The game evolves the online horror formula in new ways. So obviously, take on the role of the iconic killer clowns, compete in a team of 3 players, utilize unworldly abilities, hunt humans with zany weapons, and plan your alien invasion to harvest population of Crescent Cove successfully, or fight back as a team of 7 brave citizens and explore the city for valuable loot and weapons, avoid getting captured by clowns, and try to survive the alien invasion. So it's going to be a 7v3. And obviously, they're going to make the description sound amazing, so take that with a grain of salt.
Hell yeah. Butter
Yeah.
that
So,
up a little bit.
but yeah, so if you are in the asym horror genre, this would definitely be something to look forward to because the genre, there's not much in it. It's literally just DVD is king, and then there's other shit. What the VHS is dead. Fucking Home Sweet Home. I don't even know if that ever came to life. I don't know if there's even any real competition for DVD right now. Will this be one? Oh yeah, because Texas is also dead. The devs abandoned that game.
They
so it's not
abandoned
getting
it?
developed. Yeah, it's not getting developed no more.
No,
Sadly. But hopefully they
why?
do
I
something
love
else because
that.
those are the same devs that did the Friday 13th game, which isn't an amazing game, but it is a fun game. So maybe
Yeah.
they'll do another one in the future. I don't know if I don't think this is them actually.
Is this
I don't
on
know.
all platforms across the board?
Let me check. Let me get a quick check.
Because well, the cross space should be standard, but
It should, but yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Crossplay.
The game will. It says it will be on PC, PS5, and Xbox with crossplay available on all 3 platforms.
Perfect.
That is the word. Great. So
If you want to pick it up, I mean that'd be cool because
oh yeah,
I started playing Texas late, and apparently they fucking canceled this shit. So that's fine.
Yeah.
But
In my opinion, for any OGs in here, best ASIM game of all time like this,
DVD.
Evolve. Evolve is the grandfather of these ASIM games.
Is
I'll
it?
stand on that. That was amazing. Yeah.
Was that the game that
the one monster versus 4 hunters? I think they're the ones who like
did it shut
started
down?
off real. It did.
Was that the one you were talking about before? Like one of them old PlayStation games? What game was
It
that?
was on PS4. It's not too. I think this was like 2015, right?
Okay.
Evolve.
Which game was it that you were like? You said it was really good. It was like a live service. You said it was really good, but got shut down for you. Like you loved that game. It was on like what?
It was probably Evolve. Yeah.
I think it was Evolve. Yeah, I think that's the one you were talking about. Okay.
I fucked with it heavy, but it did get shut down. And honestly, like I was on console back then purely, and console didn't even get it got an update and a rehaul eventually, but only on PC. But the game didn't live long enough, and it died off, and so that update never came to consoles. And they sold it. Like it's one of those games you can't even like fucking buy digitally. You know,
Damn.
that type of shit. Yeah. So, but I do think it encouraged a lot of these modern games with the ASIM formula.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. If you picking this up, because Texas did introduce me to this for real. Well, I played DBD with y'all a little bit, but I wasn't like too into the the ASIM shit. So I'm like, okay. But then when I play Texas, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give this shit a shot. So
It's because
I do want to play DBD.
DBD. Yeah, DBD is very competitive.
It is, bro.
I've been playing DBD since it came out in 2016 on and off, so I know the shits. I know, but as a new player, especially
hard,
coming in
bro.
nowadays when they have like, I don't know how many killers they fucking have now, but just a shit ton. Coming in today with all these killers and all these perks, it's easy to get lost. It's easy to not know what the fuck's going on, all these different maps. So DBD is a very competitive game that I imagine is just super fucking hard for you to get into brand new.
Yeah.
Texas, on the other hand, was a lot more casual.
Yeah.
Like it was easier to learn, and there's a fewer maps, fewer perks and stuff, and the perks aren't as drastic and game changing as the perks in DBD. So, but like we said, with every video game ever that's multiplayer, the most fun time you'll ever have is the first week when no one knows how to play the fucking game.
That is true.
So
and it's a little easier with FPSs though, because you can just anybody can just dive deep into FPS, and they're so like
if you play FPSs, your skills should transfer. So like that's one of those things. But still,
these,
even in that case, right? Like with Overwatch, if you've only played Call of Duty your whole life and swapped to Overwatch, yeah, you may have aim, but there's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. Yeah.
So it depends, but so there definitely is probably going to be skill that could transfer to this game if you played other ASIMs. Like I'll probably get the gist and the basics of it kind of quickly, because I like this game type.
Yeah.
But hopefully it's different enough. Because obviously this one's 3v7, right? That's pretty fucking insane. DBD is 1v4, Texas is 3v4. This is 3v7. This Fiverr is more than double your numbers. So like the gameplay loop gotta be different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Has to be. So we'll wait on more. I'll do more research, and when there's gameplay out and shit, I can look at it and like see how the game is. I'll definitely come back and fill you guys in on more.
Okay.
But that is something I'm kind of looking out for because that genre is undersaturated at the moment.
It is, and it is a genre that I'm looking to get into a little bit. So I'll probably think about picking that up, because I like games where you can just like sit back, laugh with the boys, chill out, and fucking have a good time, even if you're losing. You know what I mean? And that's one of them genres for me where I'm like, okay, well, I'm having a good time, and it's something I could probably get drunk to. So.
Yeah, because if they play on the horror aspect and just make it more casual fun, it would be great. Just not too casual where motherfuckers can ruin your fun by because I feel like that's what kind of happened with Texas. Like I feel like once the victim side got really nice, we realized that hey, you don't need to work as a team as victims. Matter of fact, it's honestly better if the four of you go your separate ways and do your own thing. Because the killers, now one of you's going off and doing shit for free because the killers can't always track all four of you, right?
Yeah.
So it was one of those games where like the family had to really work together to make shit work. And, people they don't like talking in online open lobbies. Understandable. I want to talk to strangers over the internet. I think it's something that you should maybe get over if you're playing multiplayer video games, in my personal opinion. But so obviously there wasn't a lot of communication and teamwork going on the family side, and there wasn't too much communication teamwork going on the victim side either. But they don't need it. Yeah. So it became kind of like if you like playing killer, you're gonna get stomped. And they also changed it to where you don't need Leatherface anymore because people were complaining about people don't want to play Leatherface. And so now you don't need them. But if you have a game without Leatherface, you're at a major fucking disadvantage. It's just, but hey, it's shutting down. No big deal. Maybe we can have a guest star Cheeto on this one because he still plays that game. I know he likes it.
Cheeto,
maybe he'll
shout out to Cheeto.
Give more in depth than I can because I haven't played that game in a long ass time. I haven't played since the DLC for that first DLC before it came out, the character and map.
You talking about Texas?
Yeah.
Or do you still play DVD?
I recently re-downloaded it actually, and
I'm
played
down.
it like twice.
Is it cross-platform?
Yes.
I got it on PC, so I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I played it like twice since I re-downloaded it, and I've been having fun for it. And it made me realize that if a game is fucking pissing you off or it's just terrible,
put it
deleting
down.
it and taking a break from it, will change your perspective. Like I came back into it with a fresh perspective, and like I still like I was a killer main back when I first played this game. I didn't start playing survivors until I had friends who got the game, so I had a reason to play survivor side. I was fucking killer main, and I was sweaty and all that, but the game was very different back then. So coming back into it with a different mindset, it's just a lot more chill and lax and trying out new killers, just have fun with it. You know, there are some toxic people in that game, but there are toxic people everywhere. So you know,
Oh yeah, everywhere. What y'all watch last night in the Discord?
we watched Us.
Did y'all see it for the first time?
I saw it for the first time.
Was it good? You liked it?
Mid.
What? Really?
I'm not gonna say no. Mid. Yeah.
Really?
Mid. It was. It's crazy. I was just talking to Rain about this.
Did you like it better than Nope? Oh no. Did you like Nope better?
This is my first Jordan Peele movie, so
What?
I still have to watch. I'm gonna watch Get Out next, and if I like it, I'll keep going. If I don't, I don't think I'm.
Get Out is definitely better. But I liked Us though. I liked Us. Oh,
It's
Us is
mid.
the one with
It's
the
not-
family, right? The family and the copy family. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you wanna talk
I
about
see.
it. So
Yeah.
this
No.
is-
Talk about it. Yeah. Go
This is
ahead.
my thing. So okay. First off, positives to get them out the way, right?
Mhm.
The acting, phenomenal. Love them.
Yeah,
The
100%.
the foreshadowing, the connections, the secrets, they were there.
Mhm.
I was able to dodge. I was able to pick it up. I saw shit. I
Mhm.
liked it. And even in hindsight, after watching it, like some stuff clicked. So that was there too. The cinematography was great.
Yeah.
Beautiful. There were several different shots that I really admired.
Yeah.
But the ultimate downfall for the movie was the writing. The movie was very enjoyable for me in the beginning, but then when I got to like halfway in the movie, it was on a steady decline from there.
Mhm.
And it's because once you kind of figure out what's going on,
Yeah.
and you start having questions, the movie doesn't answer any of those fucking questions. And like the more you think about it, the more shit don't make sense, right?
Mhm.
Like you could like for instance, the family being like, you know, surviving, right? It kind of doesn't make sense when you realize that this is happening all over America and every other doppelganger is killing their doppelganger, but for some reason ours gets them on the couch dead to rights, and then gives each of them a head start, lets each of them go. You know,
You gotta have a plot.
Replace their lives. You know, but then and like it's something that's cool in the moment because like you know like maybe they have alternative motives where at that moment you only know of them, so you think it's just them. It's just a family thing.
Yeah.
But then when you see the rich white family across the lake get murked by their doppelgangers, you're like, hold on. So you're telling me their doppelgangers were like SEAL Team 6 in this motherfucker, got a 4-man stealth kill all at once. But these dudes just sitting on the couch having a conversation. You know, Gabe is, instead of killing him outside, he takes him to the fucking lake.
Yeah.
You know, to try and like it's just they have mad plot armor, and then the kids catching bodies on people older than them and shit.
Yeah.
It's a lot of plot holes there, and like I just had so many questions about the tethered that just never got fucking answered and only left me confused, right? And then the twist of her being the clone, it was so empty. It means nothing. If anything, it brings up more questions of what the fuck, you know. And it makes me kind of root. In the end, I kind of like came out. I was like, oh damn, I kind of wanted Red to win. Now that I know she's the real person, and you just stole her fucking life, you know. But there's just so many things that like I could probably sit here and ask all these questions for like you know ramble on about them because I was thinking about this last night a lot after the movie. And yeah, but mid at best, I think people gas that the fuck up and like.
No, I don't think it's not that one they gas up. It's Get Out. It's Get Out.
That one's gassed up.
Yeah,
I heard
respectfully though,
gassed up a lot.
Get Out is like I think his best movie. Respectfully so. I know what you're talking about now with Us. I was getting a little confused between Us and Get Out, but Us is the one with the little clones. Yeah, I can see what you're saying about that. But I think when you see Get Out, you'll be like, okay, this is a phenomenal movie. This shit's great. So, what is that? The next one you watching?
Mm-hmm.
And then Nope. I think I need to watch Nope with y'all because I'm not sure if I finished Nope. But Get Out is definitely memorable. That's a good one. When are y'all watching that one? We should watch it tomorrow so I can watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Bet. Well, yeah. Get Out. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. So that's your first Jordan Peele movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. Okay. Yeah, I like Jordan Peele as a director. I think he's I like the messages he puts in his movies. Get Out's really gonna fuck you up. That's a good one. Damn, I'm ready to watch that shit again. Okay, cool. I'm gonna cover some little bit of the updates that we got too, just to get those out the way. PlayStation Extra games coming out for those interested. Your April games of the month are Dave the Diver and Tales of Kenzera Zao. If I fucked that up, don't give a fuck. It's an indie platform action adventure. Dave the Diver drops April 13th and Tales of Kenzera drops April 26th. So if you're looking for some indie games to pick up, go ahead and pick those up. Game Pass updates. We got Amnesia Collection, Back for Blood, Phantom Abyss, Research and Destroy, and Sama. They are leaving the Game Pass this month. The upcoming games for Game Pass. Looks like, hold on, let me pull this up. There's a bunch of them. It's going to be Super Hot Mind Control, April 2nd. Lego 2K Drive for cloud and console, April 3rd. Lil Gator, April 4th. EA Sports PGA Tour for all those golfers out there, April 4th. It's also on EA Play. Kona, like I said, April 9th. Botany Manor, Shadow of the Tomb Raider Definitive Collection, April 11th, and Harold Halibut, April 16th. So, if any of those pique your interest, any of those small crowds been looking for something like that, those are dropping very, very soon. We got some technology updates, guys. We got some PS5 Pro announcements. Just like the PS4 Pro, Sony has I guess there's a label being prepped called the quote-unquote enhanced label. Same as the PS4 Pro, where they're going to put on certain games that are supposedly going to push the consoles to its limit. So obviously the PS5 Pro has been they're kind of building their brand around 4K 60, which is going to be the limits of that console. So I guess games that have an enhanced label on them, most likely going to be like their Sony exclusives, are going to be able to push 4K 60. So if you have a 4K monitor or TV, go ahead. You should be getting 4K 60 out of those games. So those are going to be not every game, only games with enhanced label on them. So that's that. Microsoft is playing with some AI chat bots. Let me pull up the article exactly because I don't remember exactly what was going on with that. So I guess Microsoft is reportedly making an Xbox AI chatbot. It plans to use to automate support tasks such as game refunds, deal with broken consoles and subscription issues, and answer questions about error code. So I guess they're going to be implicating that into their console. Did y'all see the Discord?
I was against that because that's what pissed me off with Ubisoft.
Really? They tried that?
Well, Ubisoft and EA, they both tried it. I mean, that's why there's no like live service for you to actually contact them and troubleshoot trouble tickets. And it took me like 3 years to get back into an account.
You didn't like that response time?
Not at all.
Oh damn.
Sometimes the service desk should be left to actual representatives. You know, it shouldn't cost that much money. You're outsourcing anyway. Most of them are in fucking India. Come on, man.
Hey. Yeah, that shit be pissing me off, man. Look, I ain't trying to sound fucked up, but I'm tired of speaking to motherfuckers who don't speak English, man. It's really irritating, bro.
Excuse me, sir. Could you say it more clearly? No,
bitch, you. No, yes. Every company too, man. Every single one of them. I'm like, bitch, I'm talking to
Bangladesh with the Microsoft. How can I help you? What?
What the fuck? Thank you for calling Xfinity, sir. Like, no, bitch, y'all down the street. What's going on?
Know what? Give me the bot back.
Pick up bots. So, did I help you with your service, sir? No, not at all. Thank you.
But it's not your fault, though.
It's not your fault.
It's not your fault.
Please leave me a review. You don't want that, my boy. You don't want that. You don't want that. Hell yeah, man. Everybody's animated these days, man. This shit. Automated. Everybody's automated these days, man.
And like, I get it, bro. It's more accessible and it's easier to do. It's affordable. It cuts down budget costs, and it's supposed to streamline the process. But what happens? You don't.
You ask for a representative every time.
Thank you.
Every time.
I'm trying to get a rep. Because me explaining my issues or concerns to a bot, it's not going to understand it, and it's not going to understand the emotion I'm putting behind the words. I'm fried.
Motherfucking missing the subtext.
Like, sir, so would you, the bot would be like, you be talking about something so off and random. Like, would you like to direct you to your payment? Like, no, bitch, I ain't got no questions about my payment right now. Like, get me a representative. It's like, oh, would you like to be directed to our app? No. Be a live agent, nigga. God damn. You can't understand what the fuck going on. Most of the times, if you calling a company by phone, It's for something bigger than a bot can handle. So that should be pissing me off. And then it's like, if you gonna automatically try and get to a bot anyway, I mean, a live person anyway, just fucking get rid of the bot, bro. Like, that shit. I feel like they put it in there to drive people away from calling. That's what they do. They don't want motherfuckers to call they shit and pick up the to get a live representative. That's what they do. Did y'all see that Discord? I guess got the record for the most YouTube views ever. 700 million within 17 hours.
For what video?
It was on April Fool's. They released this April Fool's video. It's like 20 seconds long, but they view botted their shit by accident. And so the Discord, I guess, CEO was like, what'd he say? He said, how the fuck did we get all these views? And then, like, I guess it came out that it was a loot box video, like just a little troll. And then they realized that Discord accidentally view botted their YouTube. Like, I guess had their shit on replay rapidly and then secured 700 million within like the first 17 hours of the shit. So actually, let me try and see if YouTube fixed it. I know, right? Everybody was like, oh shit, that's kind of cool. Let me see if it's still on there. Yeah, they dropped it back to 3.1 million, but that shit was funny. That shit had like 700, almost 1 billion views in like a day.
They're feeling themselves like, ooh,
money.
Motherfuckers, April Fools.
No, but as far as that goes, that is that's on the. So for all the gaming news that we got for y'all, here's what's funny. Y'all wanna know what's funny? I was looking at a post just now. Kristen Dunst, I guess the original Mary Jane, I guess she was complaining that she got paid less than Tobey Maguire.
Saw that, bro. It's like, man, what's the title of the movie?
Mary Jane.
Like, people,
Mary Jane.
It's just like, sometimes, like, people just say shit like that, and it's like, bro, like, you ever consider there's other reasons why? Or maybe it's because the movie's about him. I don't know. And,
This bitch she said, hey, I had more experience in acting. I played in Bring It On and had a track record. Bitch, don't nobody give a fuck about no Bring It On.
Bring It On. You wasn't cheerleading in this movie. That experience ain't help you.
You just love her in that. Bring It On, like
I
her
don't remember
parents
Bring
Bring
It
It
On,
On just
honestly.
bring you to watch Spider-Man.
Exactly, bro. Oh, yeah, we going to see it for Kristen Dunst. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
She was in Bring It On. Yeah,
Woo.
shit, yeah.
I heard she's
Fuck
the,
Spider-Man.
you know, the romantic love story aspect of the movie. Why would I go to a superhero movie for a superhero?
But and then she said, what she said? She said, quote unquote, she would have returned for Spider-Man No Way Home if she had been asked, but she wasn't asked.
Or she would have.
Bitch, nobody wanted you in there. Like,
They would have offered me a role. I would have went, bro.
I'm about to go do an interview right now.
Hell yeah, I get killed by Doc Ock.
Black Panther, I would have been in that. You know,
That shit is so funny, man. I know I was having a conversation about this with my girl, bro, about how, because she was complaining how nobody watches it. Well, she was complaining how the WNBA doesn't pay enough, and I'm like, they can't because they don't make money. She's like, well, they deserve it.
Money, bro.
I'm like, no one watches it. I'm like, if the WNBA was as popular as the NBA, these players would get paid. You know why the NBA is able to pass these players multiple hundreds of millions? Because people watch it. And I'm like, y'all don't even watch y'all own sport. So what the fuck are we talking about?
When she said they deserve it, you should have asked her why.
I did, bro.
The reason why, then you know.
You know what she said to me? She said because women players can play on the same level as men. And I said,
Then
Hey, but y'all-
there wouldn't be a WNBA.
right.
Yeah,
She said they
that is
needed.
true.
She said they could integrate it, but it's sexism. I said that don't
they
make no
did,
fucking
you
sense.
You cannot integrate men's and women's sports. Calm down.
Get boomed off the court.
Hey, but y'all seeing Caitlin Clark though?
Yeah,
She's
I
in
was gonna
college.
say,
Yeah,
they-
that's where it started.
She's in college.
It started
and
that.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. She waiting. Her highlights are pretty fucking.
No,
nice.
she
But
cold.
then again,
She
She
cold.
cold as fuck. And I don't want to undermine it. Maybe but like, yeah,
She
hopefully,
cold.
niggas saying, yeah, Caitlin
But she
Clark
can't be up
played
there
the
playing with no
WNBA.
Antetokounmpo and fucking
Yeah.
LeBron and all
That's
these.
what I was gonna say. I was like, I know she's cold. Like her shot is amazing, but it's like I see her drive up sometimes, and it's like, okay, that was cold. But like,
You want her
that
against
girl could've
Draymond?
played defense. No, I'm talking about like her opponents, like when she driving. So I don't feel like they
No,
be
that's
playing
what I'm saying
defense.
though. I'm
I'm like,
like, these niggas want her against Draymond Green.
oh
Yo,
yeah,
niggas like they gonna punch that bitch.
yeah. I don't want to go against Draymond, bro. Come out
16
that bitch with a
suspension
black eye.
coming up.
I don't got nothing against the LGBTQT community, right? But if a transgender man went into the WNBA,
Dominate,
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
putting all
Didn't
my
one do so?
weight on him. No,
dominate.
Oh,
but
Oh,
I'm
I
putting
thought
that
there
all
was
was
one guy that did that.
that was a thing back in the day. Yeah, I was gonna say there was a dude
There was
who
a
like
swimmer
he
who
would bet
did
on
that.
sports, but he would only bet. He would go to women's sports and only bet on transgender athletes, and he won like
He'd
every
win.
fucking time. He did. He won like every time, bro.
You know why? Because we physically are stronger. It's just not, I don't know why it's offensive. It's biology. There's nothing wrong with that. It's like we have more muscle mass. Our BMI is higher. Like it's just no argument there, bro. We're physically stronger. And all the women, thinking I'm sexist, I'm not. It's just truth. Like you can't place like Caitlin Clark, she's an extraordinary basketball player, right? But that's not really that common among women to play that well at that skill level. But put an extraordinary woman against an extraordinary man, who's gonna come out on top? An average man versus an average woman, a man usually comes out on top, right? So it's like, what would be the difference of putting her in the NBA? Like, I'm like, yeah, she's tall, she's 6'3", 4", like that. But niggas in the NBA, fucking what? 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", like they gonna pack her shit. Like, and she ain't got no, like, what is she, like, I think 170, 160, 170 pounds. These niggas 240, 250. Bro, what we talking about, man? Or like, what are we really talking about, bro? And I'm tired of this argument of like thinking like, okay, well, the world. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes like women get paid less than a lot of men in certain things. But when we talking about sports, like I asked her this too. I said, would you want a woman going up against a nigga like Mike Tyson in his prime? She's like, well, if they were the same height and weight, she could. I was like, I said, Mike Tyson,
I need one of those.
damn near would kill niggas, bro. I said, what we talking about? I said, he would kill her. And like it's like in UFC, you don't see women going against men. Some of them are the same height and weight, but why don't you see women going against men? Because they would get dominated. Like it's a fact. I'm like, now don't get me wrong. There's some women out here that can beat your ass. Ronda Rousey could beat my ass. Bitch that beat her could beat my ass. But I'm not a professional fighter. Put up a professional man fighter against a professional woman fighter, a man's gonna come out on top. That's why, like you said, these transgenders, they go into these sports, these women sports, and they dominate. And what do women do? They get upset. But these are the same women that are like, oh no, we support, LGBT, this and that. That's fine. I'm not against it. But it's like, it's funny how y'all complain about it when it gets integrated into y'all life. Caitlyn Jenner won Woman of the Year.
That shit is wild to this day to me.
How is that? That's funny, huh? You know what? Bravo.
It is.
Because that's
Y'all
what they
lost
wanted.
to a man.
Bravo, right? Bravo.
Like, I think you have to realize, like, yeah, men and women are equal. I truly believe that. But
Yep.
that does not mean that we're equal in all ways.
Exactly.
Like, there are some things men are better, and there are some things that women are better at or have
Yes.
better,
Yes. Like
And it's like you just gotta pick up with the downs,
men and women should be treated equally. We're not equal. We should be equal in the sense of social status and opportunities, but we're not equal when it comes to things like that. Like, I mean, look at a woman's role and a man's role, right? In terms of like family, or something that's family oriented. Women are naturally more nurturing. That's why not men. That's why children tend to cling more to their mothers, right? Because men are, assholes. Women are better at that role. They're better at nurturing, better at raising, better at providing. Like, you can take a woman that's never had a baby. She has a baby. She can be a naturally good mother. Like, dudes, we go to work. Shit.
What's funny though? A comedian joked about that, but he was like, at the same time, he was like, because about the mother thing, he was like, y'all are prepared for that your whole life. When you're a little kid, when you're a baby, they give you a baby doll to play with. Then you go straight to a house and Barbie kid. You're already playing house by the time you're a little girl.
Literally.
Yeah, like we don't, dudes aren't trained like for that sort of thing in the young age. We're
trained to get up, go get a job, this and that, provide, But I mean, it's just, I don't know, bro. I think this whole getting offended by truth shit, like this era needs to end because it's getting really annoying, Like you can't even speak anymore because like somebody's gonna get offended by something, and it's like, bro, it's just the truth. I'm not saying that you're less than me. I'm just saying that this shit should be separate. You don't want a woman playing in the NFL, bro.
No, like something I saw today, bro, because I was looking into stuff about media literacy is like an all time low. Literacy
Oh,
damn near is all
yes,
time low, right? And
yes.
it's so funny because like you'll see, you'll watch a movie that's like stars an anti-hero or a
Hmm.
villain or something like that, and people will love and praise the main character, even though they're obviously a bad person.
Hmm.
And something I saw someone comment that like hit home because it's so funny, but it's so true. It's like they're like, oh, they'll watch these movies and like fucking, glaze praise and all that to this terrible person, but they will vilify real people for far less. And it is so true.
Yes, yes,
It is so fucking true.
yes.
Like Joe Goldberg, women love him. They
Yep.
love
Oh
him. They
yeah.
love Joe Goldberg.
Yes.
But some dude, but like well, I don't know the reason, but like I imagine some dude probably got canceled within the last month for some petty shit.
Yeah. For
But it's just,
yeah, 100%, 100%, bro. Yes, yes, yes. We was talking about that yesterday in the Discord. What was y'all talking about? Y'all was talking about uh, it was right when I was driving to work. We was talking about how a lot of women they praise that. What was that? Well, y'all was talking about anime, right? With
oh, you talking
Gojo?
about the Nanami shit, but
Yes, yes,
boy,
yes, yes,
yeah,
yes,
no,
yes.
the way women nerds talk about Gojo
Oh
and
my
Nanami,
god,
that's degenerates. Oh my god,
bro.
if a man was saying that sort of things about some anime woman, he'd probably be in jail somewhere or
Facts.
something, bro. It is insane, like, and we just accept it as okay, and it's wild. Like what we were talking about was like there's a dude who for the internet he dresses up, he cosplays as Nanami, right? And
Mhm.
he's a pretty good buff looking dude, right? So it fits him, right?
Yeah.
And he goes to Comic Con and like so one of the episodes in season 2, he beats the shit out of this guy, but the dude has a ponytail. So
Hmm.
what he does to try to move dudes on the ground, he grabs him by his ponytail, lifts him up, and decks him in the face.
Yeah.
So what the cosplay dude does, he goes to women and I obviously probably asked for permission and shit first, but they let him do it. He grabs a fistful of their hair while they're on their knees on the ground, pulls it up as if he's pulling their hair, and then with his other hand, he chokes them.
Mm.
And like they fucking love it. They
They
go
love it,
crazy.
bro.
And some of these women have boyfriends. Their boyfriends probably with them, and
Yep.
it's so crazy because that's like to me the equivalent of that. And I think Rain, you said this the other day. The male equivalent of that is like letting some random woman you don't know step on you,
Yep.
and then
Hey,
you just allow it to
that
happen
guy.
and like
Yep.
it.
Yep. Yep.
It's just and it's like, bro, if that's your thing, that's cool, but I shouldn't fucking know. It should be behind closed doors. I
Hmm.
shouldn't see that. That's degenerate ass behavior you're doing out here in a con, a public place.
Or like
You know?
letting you or like getting humped on a concert while your man there and getting embarrassed by the whole
Oh my,
internet
that
and
was
that shit,
terrible. I
bruh.
felt for bro. I think he bounced back because Kai Cenat did a 20v1 with him and like gave him a couple
Nice.
grand. So he did get a little
My,
bounce back. I think he's still doing well.
that's what I'm talking.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Well,
That's what I'm
what's
talking
crazy
about.
about that though? That whole situation, Kai reached out to the woman first because the whole internet was vilifying her,
Yeah.
and so he wanted to give her a chance to tell her side of the story.
Yeah.
So he contacted her and all that. It's like, yeah, I want to see if you want to come up on stream. You know what her reply to him was?
What?
Let's talk about compensation.
This grimy bitch. Hope she gets nowhere
Imagine
in life.
being invited by a celebrity onto their platform, and you say, "Okay, you paying me though?" But
You
You're
paying me,
you're
though?
you're a nobody. You're a regular person. This is an
Bitch
opportunity of
thinks
a
she a
lifetime that
celebrity, bro.
anyone will fucking take. Yes, she does, bro. And it's ridiculous. And and then like one of her a lot of guys are saying like, oh man, if I paid for the tickets and this that, and one of her fucking defenses was, no, I paid for them tickets. Does it make you what you
Wow.
did right?
Wow,
What
bro. Wow,
change
bro.
anything?
I'd have been like,
What?
bro, you can keep her, bro. I'd be like, thank you.
Yeah,
I
nah,
told him,
bro.
thank you, bro. I
Bro,
appreciate you. You
he
woke me
couldn't
up.
hear.
Appreciate it.
Remember, he was so embarrassed. He walked out alone. Everyone was laughing at him and recording
Laughing
him.
at him, bro.
And that goes to show, like, this generation, you internet people are fucking terrible. I'm damn near
Terrible,
one
bro.
of you because I spend a lot of my time digitally on over here. But I'm not like you because like y'all is so terrible. You will take these mean ass things and just
They'll praise, bro.
praise it.
That's
Yeah.
that was the connection. They'll
Yeah,
praise
bro, if that
something
was
that's
you,
evil, bro. They'll
yeah,
villain,
man,
bro.
it's
But
like,
then
bro,
when
if that
somebody
was
says
you,
something fucking wild, like they'll try and cancel Joe Rogan every month, right, for saying real shit. But then they'll sit here and repost and laugh at all this shit about like this, embarrass this dude. I'm like, bro, what are we doing, man? Like, do y'all see
it's so
yourselves?
backwards. Yeah, it only hurts when it applies to them.
Yeah. Oh,
Otherwise,
that's
it's
it.
perfectly fine.
That's
And
it.
it's so fucking backwards, bro.
Cynical. I'm
And
telling you, humans are
it's,
cynical.
it's very like, and like that's my thing with a lot of modern movements. Like you said, I do think a lot of these modern movements are going too far, but it's not because the movements themselves
Yeah,
are coming from a bad place. They often are coming from a very good
they
place,
really are.
but because once the trend pops off,
The extreme.
people on the internet hop on it like a trend, and
Yep.
people and trends and fads are treated like bullshit. They hop
Yep.
on the trend just because they feel like with the women, this new 4B movement that they stole from the Korean woman.
Wow,
Like
bro.
they're not even applying it right. Like from what I hear, the Korean women that are doing this 4B movement in their country, they're not completely just denying, like men's existence and shit. They're still
Yep.
going about life, but they're like, yeah, as long as it's going, I'm not gonna have your children. We're not gonna have sex. I'm not gonna court new men, and that makes sense. But women in America are like, yeah, no men at all. Men are
No
useless.
men at
Get them out of
all.
here. Like, damn.
We don't need them.
Yeah, we
Okay.
don't need. That's what they be saying. Like, we don't need
Like
them.
the
And it's
population
like,
will
what?
drastically decrease, but okay. All
Very
right.
much so. Yeah,
All
it's
right.
like, oh, we don't. It's crazy. We don't need them, but my man better be a provider and pay all my bills.
Bro. Oh my goodness, dog. Facts. I
Like,
think I
crazy.
just hate the internet.
So like the video I sent in funnies the other day. I don't know if y'all watched, but the dude, the Pat God, he went into that Discord chat as Batman.
Yeah.
In that video, the other women when they're saying shit, they're getting mad thinking he's disrespecting them and the whole thing of the pronoun
Mhm.
thing because he's saying, oh, my pronouns are Batman. But then one of the girls, I can't remember exactly what she said word for word, but she turns around and says some like super fucking disrespectful shit to him. And it's like, bro, how are you gonna get offended and then just dish out you like don't dish out what you can't take.
Yeah,
And if you can't
facts.
take it, don't fucking dish it out. That doesn't
Don't
make
dish it
sense. You
out.
can't, because like once you do that, in my eyes personally, and this isn't the whole world, but in my eyes, once you hit someone back, you're on even grounds. There is no, you're not the victim anymore. You fought back. Now, if shit whatever happens on or out, either you win or you lose. But I don't feel bad for you if you lose. That's just because you chose.
That's
Chose
it.
your options. You know what I mean? And it's just crazy. Like a lot of people, this goes back to something I say all the time. You cannot make the world your safe space, and you sure as hell cannot make the internet your safe space.
No.
It's okay to have a comfort space. That's awesome, but you cannot enforce that on other people in common areas, bro. Your safe space is your home, your family, your friends. You know what I'm saying? You can't, the internet stuff. It's like the only way the internet's so fucking dangerous,
It's
bro.
dangerous, dude.
The only reason motherfuckers ain't dying on here is because it's not physical, but like it's dangerous. It's dangerous on this fucking internet. You cannot get on the internet and expect to like holly jolly fun time. Like come on, we know who's out here. You know there are people out there who exist like that. So why are you like just ignore them, block them.
And it
block
doesn't
them.
help that the algorithm once you like and share all this shit, the algorithm is just a robot. It's gonna feed you what the fuck you quote unquote like. So that's all you're gonna be surrounded by.
The internet becomes an echo chamber. The modern internet is an echo chamber because, like you said, the algorithm is only going to feed you things that it knows you agree with. So you'll never see valid other points of view because you're not bothering to look for them.
No. And that's another thing. That's why I hate when, especially when election season is here, and like I hate. We're not about to turn this into no politics conversation, but this same shit applies. Like when election season's here and everybody's talking about Democrat versus Republican, literally every video you see, and it's like choosing a side, right? When you lean more towards one side and you start watching these videos, that's all you're gonna see. So now you think, the whole world agrees with me. You never see that other side. You never see anything that's going to challenge your opinion. And that's why I say, like, the internet is so dangerous because it's the same thing with all types of content. Like, if you're looking at a certain video, like, say you're looking at some ass. Like, you pull up Rain's TikTok. It's just going to be ass, right? So she said, preach. You pull up somebody else's like oriented towards gaming. That's all they're gonna see. And sometimes it can be good, but a lot of times it's just bad. Like 20v1s on YouTube. You watch one video, bam, that's your whole fucking feed now. So watch this one, watch this one, watch this one. And it's not necessarily bad. I understand the method behind it. I understand the method behind the madness because it's like, okay, well, you got this whole algorithm looking at how much time you spent on one video. When did you click away from it? What did you like? What time did you like this or certain thing? So now it's collecting all that metadata and it's putting into an algorithm and it's feeding you more and more and more of that stuff. And so I get it. It drives profit, right? It keeps you from coming back. It keeps you to come back to the platform, But another thing is that's so toxic is just this low attention span. Like we don't even want to read articles anymore. We read a headline, and the media does this shit on purpose. They'll put a headline out there that spins the whole narrative, that spins it into what they want to see, just to get you. Yep, and then you'll talk about it. You won't even open it. You'll sit there, read the headline, and go, "Oh, this is some bullshit. This and that," or you'll be ready to cancel somebody over a headline. That shit has happened so much to Kanye, just because of headlines. And I remember they would take like in sound bites too. They would take like little clips of what I just use Kanye as a reference because they did this to him a lot. They would take little clips of what Kanye was saying, cut out the whole conversation, put that and post it, right? And then people would just flow with it. And I'm like,
I hate that without context. They just post shit without context.
Yes,
and it's like, bro, come on.
yes. And people are dumb enough because people are lazy. They're lazy and they're stupid. Like I said, most of the human population are fucking sheep. They don't. There's no critical thinking. They don't want to go and do their own research. They'll go with the flow. Facebook is so notorious for this shit because that's all. Like a lot of people still spend a lot of time on Facebook, and that's all you see on Facebook is just sound bites, just little false narratives on headlines, and they won't click the article. They won't read nothing, and it's just like when you try to when you try to actually tell them about that, then they get mad. Now they're offended. Oh, well, this and that. Like that dude Rain was arguing with it on YouTube about that. I like that skit. That was a nice skit. That was a pretty good skit. Very great message. He said, "Oh well, she has all the right to do this and that." And it's like, well, you're wrong, but that's right to say no. It's like, bitch, but people don't want to hear nothing that opposes their views, and especially in this culture that we live in today, where it's like, oh, that's another thing. Like attention span is so low. Like if you don't. Nobody will take the time to really sit there and watch something to its entirety. That's why TikTok blew up because it feeds to people's impatience.
Like you can see it in social media. If you look at how social media has evolved over the years, you get Facebook where you have Facebook where you can have all these long ass posts. You have Instagram where it's more about the pictures and your caption is very shorter. Then you have Snapchat where it's like barely a caption, just photos. And then you have TikTok where it's just short 10, 15 second videos. Now that they have you addicted, now they raised because I remember at first TikToks had to be like a max of 30 seconds or some shit. Now you can go as far as you fucking want because now they blew up and now they know niggas serve. So like people are like our short attention span is kind of coming from like overhead, like motherfuckers like are adapting to it. And like you can see this this ties back to the media literacy as well. The reason media literacy is going down is because a lot of modern movies, they don't use subtext anymore. They just blatantly spell it out for you. And they don't let you do any critical thinking for yourself. They spell it out for you. Like our new grade system that we're giving kids nowadays, an A being 100 to an 84. What?
Yeah.
They have to get below a 25 to fail.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Some schools don't even fail you.
That is fucking insane, bro. I could fail with a 65. Or a 64, but you can no, that's insane. Like we're dumbing a lot of things down, and it's really showing.
It's on purpose though.
Yeah,
it's
it is
on purpose.
100%.
There's an agenda behind it, and it's scary because it's like I said, that's a good point because before I brought my brother here, I brought my brother here because in Detroit now, they pass you no matter what. You ain't got to go to school. You ain't got to pass your grades. They pass you no matter what. It's called this like everybody succeeds program. Stupid as fuck.
The evolution of No Child Left Behind.
But you look at
Left Behind
right
now, it's just like,
and you look at the environment. It's predominantly black. I was like, is that a coincidence? No. Like education, withholding education and bringing your education standards below what I thought was a pretty easy standard to begin with when we were coming up. But it's like now you don't even fail. Now 60 is passing. 60 was failing back in my day. Like a D was failing. You couldn't get it. That was failing. Like and now it's like a D is passing. And F is barely failing these fucking days. It's like, bro, what are we doing, man? Like these kids, you're raising these kids to be fucking stupid, and all they do is spend their fucking time on TikTok and Fortnite. And it's like, so their brains already rotten. Nobody reads anymore. Kids can't tell the time on an analog clock. Like, goddamn. Like they can't count change, can't count money. Everything's digital. It's like, where's our fundamentals?
America doesn't need leaders because they don't want to get replaced. It just needs workers.
That's it.
They just need to pass them, get that high school diploma, and get into the workforce.
That's it.
Also, I want to talk about our people, our black people. I love us, but goddamn, tying back to something you said a while ago about the 20v1, bro. Oh my god, that shit is oversaturated. Black content creation on YouTube and shit. It's just trends like that. Like, bro, I told you one day.
It's so degrading too when you really watch it.
It is. It's degrading. One day I was walking on campus. campus, and I was gonna go to UC or whatever. And I come across this dude, and he stops me. He's like, "Hey, bro, what's up? This and that. Yeah, I do YouTube. I'd appreciate it if you like supported me or whatever." And I'm like, "I bet. Yeah, I'm busy right now, but here, type your shit in." And then I checked it out later. Right, I looked at his content. 20v1s. I took 2 shy freaks out on a blind date. This is the same old blind. And I just cut the shit out. I'm like, bro, I'm not watching this shit, bro. This is fucking everywhere. And it is very degrading, like you say. Have you seen those fucking popped up balloon joints and all that? They are so disrespectful, nigga, on both sides.
I believe it.
Like every balloon pop.
Yes, every balloon pops. Hi, my name is Pop. Gone. All of them gone. Just like that. It's crazy. And it's like they don't, and it's putting a bad light on dating, and it's why dating nowadays is fucking terrible. Because like you guys are going on social media and seeing this girl flaunt about how her husband, her boyfriend prays for everything, not knowing this dude is a top 1% man that is gonna be found fucking nowhere near you. And you're like, comparison is steep of joy. You're taking that and you're thinking, oh, that should be the standard, that should be my life. And it's like, no, every relationship is.
Oh my god. Have you heard of Love is Blind?
I've heard of it. I haven't watched it yet.
My bad. I'll touch on that. Continue. My bad. Go ahead. Continue, bro.
I mean,
that just remind. Well, bro, it's. You said what?
Did you watch all the seasons or like?
I don't watch that shit at all, but she watches that shit. It pisses me off because, bro, I like this reality. It tells what you meant about dating. Like dating is so thrown out the window now.
The concept of the show was interesting. So like me and my wife watched it.
Oh, it's interesting.
We watched season 1, and then after season 1, I was like, "No, I can't no more." Season 2 started, and like after the first episode, I was like, "Nah."
The concept
is like that love is blind. You could have like love at first sight.
That is stupid. Love isn't blind. I have to be physically attracted to you. If I'm not physically attracted to you, I can't love.
That's essentially what they were trying to take away. Just to completely like, if you can see the person, whatnot.
It gets crazier, bro.
Where they marry the person before they even like get a look at them.
Yes,
it's just pure.
Not legally.
Yes,
married.
legally, nigga.
Oh
yes,
my
yes,
God,
legally.
How you marry somebody you can't see?
Legally,
you
nigga.
Seen, bro. Like
legally.
I can't.
After that is when you actually like start getting to know the person and you can see it. But like it's literally like one day. You have one day to decide if you're gonna marry this person or not, or something like that. And then after that, you go on your honeymoon and then start building your relationship.
What the fuck? Nah,
it's
I know that.
Completely backwards.
It is.
How many divorces come out of that show?
Oh, all of them. Almost all of them. There's like a 90. It's like a 95% divorce rate in that show.
Bro, do you know the divorce rate just flat out period in America is mad high. It's insane. It is
insane. Oh my god, let me touch on that too, bro. Oh, we hitting it hard today. Fucking bro, I was having that same conversation, bro, and it's because oh my god, when you really think about it, like when you ask like I looked this shit up, a woman's main reason of cheating is because they're bored. They say they get bored, so they go and cheat. It's that low attention span shit I'm talking about, man. They get bored, so they go and cheat. The number one reason for divorce is what? Infidelity, right? The number one reason a man cheats is because he wanted some pussy. All right, so hey, bro, but the divorce rate in this society is so low. And I was looking at a podcast, I think Ben Shapiro podcast. The woman, he was reading like a letter, and the woman was trying to divorce. No, the man was trying to get a divorce. No, was it the man or it's the woman? The woman was trying to get a divorce because they were having like a household disagreement. And I guess her man didn't clean properly, so she was trying to get a divorce. It was like the pettiest reasons to get divorced.
Marriage
like,
vows don't mean shit no more.
They don't.
Do thick and thin my ass.
They
so
don't.
It definitely was part of my ass. They just don't mean it.
It sounds cool at first until you really go through hard times. Then they're like, oh, well, this is too hard. I want to go find somebody else. And then inevitably you're going to go through hard times with that person. You're going to do the same shit. So it's like, why not just stick it out?
Bro, like I be seeing stories like this all the time. You heard of those like "Am I the asshole" stories? Them joints be getting fucking wild.
They do.
And also, like I've heard this something I didn't know women did, but apparently, like, so you know what an escape fund is? So what some women do is that while they're married, they will take some of their income monthly and put it off to a second bank account, like not necessarily offshore bank account, but like a separate bank account from the marriage one, from the joint one of their own that their partner knows about. And they do this every month, like a steady payment, like a savings. And they do this because this is money that they will take for themselves to use if they feel like they need to get a divorce and get out of there. Yeah. Escape fund is what it is. And it's so terrible. Like the one story I saw that taught me about this, the woman was a stay-at-home wife, not a stay-at-home mom, a stay-at-home wife. Dude made all the bread and she was taking like literally like he made good money. She was taking like literally over like 1,000 a month and putting it in this escape fund of hers. And
Nice.
eventually she did divorce him and took that money and dipped the fuck out of there.
Out of there.
It's all his. And it's like that is insane, bro. Like I understand the sentiment of it, but I would be so fucking hurt to find out like I had a wife and she had an escape fund. Like,
And you know what's
'cause
even
to me,
crazier?
it's like that's like you're planning on
Yes.
leaving it. You're
It's
planning
a job. It's a job at
I've
that point. It's a scam, and it's like, you know what's even crazier? I feel like I understand why, you know, women get up. Why it was common for women to get to reap a lot of benefits of getting divorced, because, you know, back in the day, if a woman gets divorced, you know, she's out on her own. They barely had any opportunities to work, this and that, you know. But times have changed drastically, so it's like that doesn't apply anymore. And it's like a lot of the women will get in these relationships, especially with like older men or rich men, divorce them, take half their shit,
And
go on to the next.
alimony is
And
crazy,
men get
nigga.
punished for it. And men get punished for it. And I'm like, bro, why? Like, that's just not even fair, bro. Like, a man could literally like be holding everything down. The woman could cheat. The woman they get divorced, and the woman can still take everything. And it's like, how is that fair? How is that fair at all? And so I don't know. Like, we need to change the standard. I feel like if we change the standards for marriage and the outcome of divorce, a lot of people wouldn't get married. Especially like a lot of women wouldn't get married.
We've been saying this forever, especially as military members. I don't think the age to marry should be 18. It should be higher.
Hell no, it should be 18.
At least 21 with the alcohol
At
shit.
least.
To be honest. That's at least. I feel like you could even go further than that.
At
least. Because
least.
I've seen, because we saw this a lot in the military, and I even see this a lot with motherfuckers back home. High school sweethearts, they get married, and some of them work out, but a lot don't, because like you haven't gone through life yet, and now you're expecting, you know, do this with this person who you don't really know because you only dated in school. You didn't live. You need to live with your partner before you fucking marry them and shit. You need to know how they live in their own environment. There is no fucking way I'm marrying a girl I have not lived with. That is out of the fucking picture.
It's stupid. But a lot of people get married off of fucking they get married off pure emotion. Like they get married. That's why you see a lot of military members get married within like the first 6 months to a year of meeting somebody, because they're basing their feelings that they currently feel off a long-term success. And it's like, that's not the reality, bro. Like, you're in that honeymoon phase. Do not marry somebody off that fucking honeymoon phase, because yes, you feel like right now everything's perfect, it's gonna last forever. No, that shit is not how that shit plays out. As soon as that honeymoon phase ends and y'all really see each other's personalities, then you can start evaluating your next step in a relationship, which is, you know, obviously, if you feel serious about this person, move in with them. At least live with them for a year. Don't marry somebody that you ain't never lived with. That's very stupid. That's very stupid. Then regret plays into a factor. It's just a whole bunch of shit. But we see a lot of military members sit there, they get married so early, and then what happens? They get divorced. They get divorced. They go on deployment. What happens?
Like the number of people I knew divorced at the raw age of 20, insane.
Crazy.
I knew divorced men before I could drink legally. That shit is insane.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? That's just the way it is. I want to touch back onto that the 20v1 thing we were talking about, bro. And it's like, especially with black people, and I feel like we damage ourselves a lot, because when you look at most of the women on there, they're mostly minorities. You know, they bad. I'm not gonna hold you, they bad. But when you look at the degradation that they have inside that, it's like, this is why a lot of people don't take women seriously, because, like, obviously sex sells, you know. And I'm not saying this to degrade any woman or make it okay for women to be degraded, but I'm putting some real shit out there, some facts. You can't expect, like, working with simple-minded men, barbaric men, like, men are fucking barbaric. When you dealing with men, you can't expect to get respect if your main selling point is your body. It's just you're not going to get taken seriously by men. I'm saying that as a man, you're just not, because men think with their fucking penis. They think with their penis first. So if they see this thick, beautiful woman, he not thinking about, oh, I wonder how she feels about X, Y, and Z. No, he's like, I wonder if I can fuck. That's what he's thinking about. It's like, so when I see all these 20v1s and I see all these women throwing their morals, I bet half of them got men, but throwing all these morals out the window that they have throwing all the respect that they have for themselves. I seen one with fucking, I think it was Quavo. They did one with Quavo, and the bitch was just straight up. She was like, I don't need to know nothing about you. I just want to fuck this and that. But Why is that? Because they see money, they see status, they see power. Quavo is not attractive. I mean, I can't say what any man's attractive, but Quavo, bro, look Kodak, right? Kodak, ugly ass nigga. He get bitches. Why is that? Because women want to chase the success factor, the celeb status, the money. Like I think we was touching on this.
That's that statement: women don't build, they move in.
Yes. And it's like you can literally like that's why a lot of these women end up with like a lot of shitty men, because what do shitty men typically bring to the table? You know, like especially like if you're dealing with like, you know, drug dealers and shit, X, Y, and Z. It's like they bring a lot of money to. Well, I'm just stating the fact they bring a lot of money to the table. Or look at women that's married to older dudes. You think they married to older dudes because you know they love the older dude? No, nigga got a check. He got a pension. He got all this fucking money that can be blown on her. He got time to blow on her because he's retired. It's like they don't chase the love factor. They chase security.
You know what's crazy? Y'all was telling me about that shit. He says, yeah, man, I got hoes who like they got a nigga, older dude, and he's just so rich that he can send them money, and they'll come to me and spend the money with me. And it's like, this shit's so crazy.
This shit's real, bro.
Be safe out here, dog. Not
this
me,
shit's
but
real, bro. It's like it's a whole thing. It's a lifestyle, and it's like I mean, get your bag, that's fine, but you're not gonna be respected like that. Like, yeah, you know what I admire about women? A woman, I admire a woman that's out there trying to get her own, not trying to rely on me. That's a turn on for me, you know. But of course, you know, if I'm a dude and, you know, if I got money, you know, if I got money to blow, shit, I'll blow it. Fuck it. You know, it ain't nothing to me. Me personally, I wouldn't do it. But if I had it like that and, you know, I'm old, especially old niggas, right? If you old, you ain't got nothing to lose. Fuck it. Blow a bag on a pretty bitch. That's fine. But with these women, they'll sit there and chase this bag. And it's like, just go get your own shit, bro. Just go hustle, bro. Like, I have way more respect for a woman that's out there trying to hustle instead of trying to use it. And we know that's what it is.
What do you mean by that, though? Like,
by what hustling?
Do you mean by
hustle.
You know?
Go get go get an education. Go get a skill. Go get a trade. Build your life up. You know, go grind. You know,
because the hustle sounds like, you know.
Oh yeah, well yeah, they be hustling. Yeah, no, like go grind for something. Like get your own. Like don't rely on a man, especially if you want to live in a world where like we're quote unquote equal. Okay, so go equally grind like a man does. Like, go do that. And I respect a lot of women that go after that and do shit like that. Because there are a lot of women who do that. Like, don't take this wrong. There's a lot of women who fucking grind.
Undermined by the other ones.
Yep, but
the other ones in the majority.
Yep, exactly. But y'all get a bad stigma because of these women that sitting up here going to these motherfucking YouTube videos. 20v1s.
Hey, give me a 360 real quick.
Give me a 360 and they do it.
For 5 minutes, they do it.
It's like you automatically lost respect because it's like, well, now this is how you're pitching yourself. This is your introduction to how I see you. So it's like, okay, I only see you as a sex object because you only see me as a bag. So I only see you as a sex object, you know? So it's like, yeah, that's just my take on that, man. It's just, it's majority of our people, and it's like, fuck, nigga, damn. Like, when we ever gonna build something for ourselves, man? Build something positive, man. It's like, but don't get me wrong.
Well, you didn't like the Martin Luther King statue they built?
Hey, no, that wasn't good enough for me, man.
It wasn't for me either. I'm pretty sure that shit was crazy.
It wasn't good enough for me, man. Oh my God, too. And
reasons.
Another thing, like I think you mentioned it earlier, bro, like about the social media shit. I truly think like the internet can be very positive, but it's majority toxic, right? It gives people a voice that they wouldn't say in real life. And that also same thing too. Like I was watching this funny, like that Haha Davis video I was talking about. Bro, the first initial reaction to the people that end up ultimately helping their old buddy was to pull out their phone and record. Like, if I see my boys getting jumped, that's not my first thing to think about is, oh, man, let me record this shit. No, let me probably go help this nigga, bro. But that's the society we live in. We see something that's crazy going down, we record it. Like, I saw this video that blew up in Michigan. It was at Chipotle. This dude shot the worker because of some guacamole dispute. What was everybody's first response? Oh, let me pull out this phone that he's back there beating this girl ass instead of going to help her, which ultimately led her to getting shot 60 seconds later. So it's like, it's just culture is just, that should be a crime, first of all. But then culture is just so fucking toxic where we so quick to record something instead of helping somebody. Like recording it is not helping them. Go help them. Like this shit is unbelievable. Sometimes the shit I see on the internet, it's like, why is this a thing, man? But just my take on it. Who am I?
Yeah, no, that's the society we live in. That's
just a guy on the podcast.
We are addicted to trauma and drama. That's what it is.
We sell it too.
Yeah, we do sell it.
Movies do a great job at selling it.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Shit. That's all I really got. Y'all got any? Oh, Avatar live action. They switched the showrunners. A little switch on the topic, but they switched the showrunners. So, I guess that's the third showrunner they got now. So, I will see for the prediction of the next 2 seasons. So it's making me think that they didn't actually have it filmed and shit already. So we'll see what's going on with that. But
Oh yeah, because that production's been going on for years. Yeah.
yep. So y'all got any closing remarks before we dip out of here?
No, sir. I'm all good.
All
I
right.
think so.
Rain, are you closing us out?
No. That's all you.
Okay.
My bad.
All right. Oh, I need to put it in here. Wrap it up today's episode. We want to thank everyone who made it this far in today's show. All we ask for your appreciation is for you to spread the love by sharing the podcast with a friend. While you're at it, go ahead and drop us a 5-star rating on the supporting platforms. This is going to help us promote our show, which helps us with bringing in new listeners. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we will see y'all, as always, next week. Peace.
It's out.